Hello, guys, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Grammar with Shri. I'm Sri Hari from Genesis Training. Let's see what we have in store for you today. Alright, guys, today we are going to be studying the concept of subject, verb, and agreement. I'm pretty sure you're all aware of what subject verb agreement is because we all studied this in school. But there are certain things that tend to escape your mind when you try to re-implement this after a while. So this entire module, what we are going to be going through today, is going to give us a complete introduction to what subject verb agreement is all about, and also it's going to give you a highlight on the 7 rules or guidelines, what we like to call them as, on how subject and verb agreement works. Starting off with, what is a subject? Well, to give you the definition, the subject of a sentence is the person or thing doing the action or being described. A subject is the noun, pronoun, or a set of words that performs the verb. Now, an example here should help you understand better in a sentence what is being called as the subject. So, let's see the examples here. The woman hurried. Woman is the subject. She was late. In this sentence, she becomes the subject. Shakespeare in Love won an Academy Award. So, Shakespeare in Love as a whole becomes the subject. So, we have two types of subjects. So, primarily it's a simple subject and the other one is a compound subject. So, what is a simple subject? A simple subject is the term used for the single word which is the subject of a verb. A simple subject will often have modifiers before or after it, but once these are removed, the word left is the simple subject. For example, here, the hungry fox darted across the yard. The and hungry are modifiers for the simple subject which is fox. Fox darted across the yard can also make sense, but the hungry fox makes more sense in this sentence. The small carton of nails was found under the seat. The small and of nails are modifiers for the simple subject, that's carton. So in the sentence, the small carton of nails was found under the seat. A carton was found under the seat would also make sense, but the small and nails gives more detail into what box or what carton it was. So the small carton of nails was found under the seat. Now let's see what is a compound subject. A compound subject is one which consists of more than one noun. This includes pronouns, nouns, phrases, and sometimes even noun clauses. When the subject of a sentence is made up of two or more elements, it is called as a compound subject. Now let us look at a few examples here. A clean driving license, sales experience, and team spirit are essential. So if you notice, a fool and his money are easily parted. So, if you consider these two sentences, the underlined section becomes the compound subject because it is comprising of more than one noun or pronoun here, or in this case, all are proper nouns. And finally, the last example as well. The pigeon and the falcon fell from you. So, even in a compound subject, it includes a certain number of modifiers to make it sound, and ability to write it grammatically correct is possible because of it. So what's a verb? A verb is a word or set of words that shows action. Run is going, has been, painting. So all these words and other sections such as feelings, where it loves, envies, hates, cries, or when it shows a state of being, such as I am, you are, is, have been, was, seem. So all these can be considered as action words or verbs. Now let us look at some examples here. He ran around the block. I like my friend. They seem friendly. So the words run, friendly, all becomes verbs there. Now that you know what are verbs, let's have a look at auxiliary verbs. An auxiliary verb, or it's also called as a helping verb, accompanies a main verb to help express its tense, whether it's in the past, present, or future, and the mood or the voice it is in, that is the active voice or the passive voice. So here are some examples of auxiliary verbs. I have been sitting here since 7 o'clock. So have been here becomes an auxiliary verb. Sarah was waiting for the shark to reappear. Was here is an auxiliary verb. Now that you know what are subjects and verbs, it's time to understand another part, that is object. So what is an object? To give you the definition, the predicate is the part of a sentence or clause which tells us what the subject does or is. To put it in another way, the predicate is everything that is not the subject. Well, in this case, for you guys to make it easier, consider this. The subject is nothing but the section which defines who the person is, or what is the main focus that is the sentence absorbing. So that becomes the subject. Anything apart from that is the object, or in this, according to this definition, it is the predicate. So let's look at a couple of examples. The man from the shop is a monster. So the underlined section. So the man becomes a subject, followed by from the shop is a monster. That is the predicate or the object here. He stole my bike last week. He is the subject. So who stole the bike last week? He. So he is the subject. What action and what was the predicate? So the action was stealing. So stole. What was stolen? That's the object or the predicate. That is his bike last week. A sentence has two parts, the subject and the predicate. The subject is what the sentence is about, and the predicate is a comment about the subject. Now, at the heart of the predicate is a verb. As you noticed in the previous examples, he stole my bike last week. So, he is the subject, the bike is the object, and in between that comes the verb, that is stealing. Whatever my and last week are just modifiers that assist in completing the sentence. So, as the sentence says, at the heart of the predicate is the verb. In addition to the verb, a predicate can contain direct object, indirect object, and various kinds of phrases as well. So let's look at a couple of examples of predicates of sentences. Elvis lives. Pretty simple. So it is a statement that tells Elvis is living. So Elvis lives. So lives becomes the predicate. Adam lives in Bangalore. So living in Bangalore. So Adam lives in Bangalore. The predicate of the subject is to live in Bangalore. Who is living in the Bangalore? That's the subject. Who is the subject in the sentence? It's Adam. So Adam lives in Bangalore. Now that you know what a subject is, what a verb is, and what an object or a predicate is, now it's time to understand what is subject-verb agreement. Subject-verb agreement, or SVA, refers to the fact that the subject and verb in a sentence must agree to the number. Now, what is this number exactly we are talking about? For example, if I say, I walk on the road, here I and walk are singular because of the road, which is a noun without a plural form. there is no words as roads. So the subject and the verb agree to each other, and to complement it, the verb will be in its similar form. So if the subject is a singular, the object also tends to be singular. And of course, it is connected through a singular form of the verb. A singular subject needs to have a singular verb, and a plural subject needs to have a plural verb, to put it in other words. Now that you know what subject verb agreement has as a basic concept, it's time for you to take up a pop quiz. This quiz will be revolving around to test your skills in understanding what a subject, what is a verb, and what is an object or a predicate, and how does subject verb agreement function. So go down out of this video because this video is done. So take up that test and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.